Hi, this is Trisha with I Hear Angels, with a tough story today. Didn't think I was going to get through this one myself alive, but it does tell you how come I do like the dead. They have loyalty to their family that's without parallel. We had a young man who committed suicide and was a drug addict. And as his wife described it, it was a demon drug. It was one of the ones that's so addictive. Methamphetamines and some of the new designer drugs are so tough to get away from. And you're addicted so fast. So this young man was hanging around for years, trying to stay connected with his family and his wife. But this is a good lesson for all of us. We just can't do that. We can't really help them. We need to go on to our final reward. He didn't feel that he deserved anything, and he wanted to be sure that they were okay. So he hung around. He would appear to her sometimes in her dreams, and one time he appeared with a woman. And she said, if you're going to appear with that woman, just don't come. The next time, the woman did not appear, but he was in her dream and this woman is amazing. She's a fabulous psychic in her own right, and especially when it came to dreams. But he didn't bring the woman again, and I asked the angels who was that woman, and they said she was a tag-along. That essentially, if your vibration is low, which discarnate people who need to move on and they don't, suicides, drug addicts, people who've even had heavy anesthesia and don't know where they are, can be vibrating, say, at, this, I'm making up numbers, 30, whereas we might be vibrating at 60. So the woman just tagged along. She could see him because he was of a similar vibration, and so she would just follow him wherever he went until he finally ditched her. So how does this end up happy for the man? The angels, the wife, the guide, all worked to talk to him about the fact that yes, he could come back and see his family, that he was not, for what he did, condemned to be an earthbound spirit, that he could move on, that he had suffered enough. Many years of just being on this earth drifting is a fate worse than death itself. So he accepted us to have the angels, and this may have just been a symbol that they were showing me. They started showering him with this beautiful golden light to prepare him to move. Because if your vibration is extremely low, from what I was told, moving you, popping you right into a higher vibration would be very difficult and too much of a shock for a man who was already falling apart. So they showered him with what amounts to love. And my guide did something that I've never seen him do before. He gave the guy just an incredible bear hug, and they both cried. And things began to lighten up. Physically, you could just see more. And instead of popping from one area to another, as I've seen them do sometimes when we've moved spirits before, this time they put a white pathway, and the man just walked up the pathway with the army guide and was released from such a terrible, terrible state. The good news also was he appeared to his wife in a dream a few nights afterwards, and they were having in that dream more or less a garage sale. And we both took that as a possible symbol that they had given up one life and they were ready to start anew. Anyway, that's all I have for today. I'm Trisha with I Hear Angels. If you want your own reading, check out my website. This one's longer than normal, but it was a tough story and a long one. Anyway, thank you very much for coming. Goodbye.